might be Mr. Marquez.
Hello.
Okay, hi, Mr. Tarango. How are you?
Good morning, Judge.
All right. And hello, Mr. Cordes. How are you doing?
Good. Good morning, Your Honor. Thank you.
We're on the record on the Elijah Marquez case, D20-02105FD. I don't know, is Mr. Marquez in custody?
He is not. In fact,
Okay.
he was in my office Monday. I was in contact with him yesterday. I've been trying to contact him today because originally my thought was that we were going to ask for an adjournment upon further review of the police report and talking with Mr. Tarango. I do believe we're going to waive the prelim and waive circuit court arraignment. I'm just waiting for my client to join us.
Okay, well, let's see if we get him connected to Zoom. If you have a telephone number, Mr. Cordes, you could mute yourself and call him just to get info. Is he hooking up with us? Is he giving you authority to waive on his behalf? I'm not sure, but let's find out what's going on. We don't believe he's in custody.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Well,
So
as far as yesterday, he was.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Just mute yourself for a second. I've got other cases stacked up. I'm talking to other people. Once you know something, I'll just talk with you and we can find out, okay? Because today was actually the prelim. Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, is it Mr. Darius Tillman?
Yeah.
You can hear me. Mr. Tillman, it's Judge Sara Smolenski. I'm at the 63rd District Court. Your file is D20-01350ST. You're there at Teen Challenge now, right?
Yeah.
We had a lot of talking back and forth to figure out if we could Zoom, and we could, so that was good. And I appreciate you doing some of that legwork and the people at Teen Challenge that helped us get connected as well, because I just think that's a better way to handle this whole thing. You're working on your program there, and I'm proud of you for that and want you to continue. We'll do the sentencing here, and we'll have you on probation for a period of time to make sure that you're following through with everything. What's your estimated time of getting out of Teen Challenge?
12 months.
Okay. Well, that's about as long as my probation's going to be, so we'll just be in contact with you and your caseworkers at Teen Challenge to make sure that you're doing everything you're supposed to and staying on top of it, okay?
Okay.
It's a huge commitment that you're making, Mr. Tillman, and I'm proud of you. I don't say that lightly. I mean, it takes a lot for you to get in there and start doing the things. You're going to have good days, bad days, but we're hoping a lot more good days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Can you think of anything that you want to say before I tell you what the penalty is on this?
No.
The scary part of this, and I was just talking to somebody earlier on a case, we get a lot of fatalities. They're the hardest cases, I feel like, because it's a fatality. And people aren't trying to have a car accident. People aren't trying to get in a situation where there is a fatality, but in a split second, that's what can happen. You get pulled over on US 131, they're saying you were going about 95 miles an hour. Now that's scary in and of itself, but when you have the alcohol level that you were at, 0.22, it just throws the fear of God into everything, because what if in a split second you lose control, you go off the road, you're killed, or you hit another car, they're killed, whatever. And I get that that did not happen. But Mr. Tillman, I talked to a lot of people where it did happen with them, and they never thought it would. So all I'm saying is you get a do-over. It sounds like you're really doing well by putting your focus in Teen Challenge and really working the program. And I'm not being funny when I say I'm proud of you for that, because that really, you just got right into it. You talked about doing it, you got there, and we want you to be successful so that you can be stable, alcohol-free, drug-free, be positive for your family and all the people that are plugging for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. And really, you're 28 already, aren't you? 28 years old? Or
Yeah,
close
28.
to it? Yeah.
28.
So, yeah, so in anybody's book, I mean, that's an adult in every sense. And all we want is for you to walk the walk and talk the talk. That's it with this, you know? So I give you a 6-month suspended jail sentence. You do not serve any more jail than when you went to jail. The rest of the time is suspended sentence. I'm not going to give you a community service while you're at Teen Challenge. You're going to be working all the programs they have. That's good enough for me. 1 year of probation, which is going to run pretty much at the same time that you're in Teen Challenge. No alcohol, no illegal drugs, no misuse of prescription medication, no marijuana. That goes without saying. I don't know if they test you at Teen Challenge, but sometimes that would be a focus. We're going to be involved with the counseling that you're going to be involved in. We want to know what you're doing and how it's going. It's $800 fine. $360 is the probation. $75 is the crime victim's right fee, and $100 goes back to the Michigan State Police for their arrest and processing. That's $1,335, which is a lot of money, and they're going to set up a payment plan. I recognize you don't have an income at this point. They'll work with you on setting up a plan of how that's going to be paid. The Secretary of State, you know, is going to step in. They'll take your license away based on your master driving record now. Is Joyce your mom?
Yeah.
I mean, when you talk to her, I really give her a lot of credit because she's followed up on this. She loves you to pieces, you know that. But it can't be easy for a mom when they see one of their kids who's fallen off track. I mean, she's suffered because of this, and she's not the one that did anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when she keeps going to bat for you and she's there to support you, I hope you can recognize how important that is, that she isn't just saying, screw it, I'm done with them, because she's never said that. I mean, I don't know her, but you know what I'm saying? I'm right, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're talking to her, put that together, because there aren't a lot of people that have the support that you have, and to show the honor and love that you feel for your family, you keep working your program so you'll be successful, because that's the best present they could get. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, questions that you have for me at all, Mr. Tillman?
Not currently, no.
Let the people know at that Western Michigan Teen Challenge that we're proud of them too. I mean, I'm a judge of 30 years, and I don't always get to tell them, but they work with a lot of people, and we appreciate the work that they do and the help that they give. I'll be honest with you, not everybody that goes to Teen Challenge is successful. But it's not because the staff there doesn't try their best to get people to be on board. It's each one of us individually that has to make it work. This is on you. They'll give you the tools, but it's on you to be successful, and we want that to be the case. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
All right, so pass on our thanks to the different people you see in group meetings and individual counseling. Let them know that we appreciate the work that they do to help people change their lives around.
I will.
All right, thanks a lot. Good luck to you, Mr. Tillman.
Thank you.
All right, good to talk to you.
You as well. Bye.
All right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Cordes, did you get through to Elijah Marquez?
I have not yet, Your Honor.
Okay,
We did send hearing information out Monday afternoon at 2:00, notifying him of today. I can let you know that at our meeting on Monday, I told him we were going to do two things, which would either be ask for an adjournment, or if I was able to get the police report and we could make a determination onto whether waive or keep it on to run the preliminary examination. Based upon that, I've been able to review the police report and have talked with Mr. Tarango. And as I indicated earlier, my indication would be that we would be waiving the preliminary examination to preserve an initial offer and move this case on to circuit court.
okay, I gotcha. Can you help me with this, Mr.?
And when
I'm
I
sorry.
talked with Mr. Marquez, he was on board with that. But we were waiting
Okay.
for the police report, which I'd subsequently.
Okay. Well, that's what makes you feel like there's some explanation of why he hasn't connected either with you or with us by phone or by Zoom or even
Correct.
physically here. But my one inquiry is, at the probable cause conference last week, we also did not have contact with him, true?
I don't know. I wasn't here for that.
Okay. I believe we put it over to the prelim because I wanted to give him an opportunity to appear or at least contact you or us. And
Okay.
still that hasn't happened. And I'm not entirely clear what the mix-up is with him, particularly since you've talked to him. Now, here's what I'd like to do. And Mr. Tarango, you can add anything you might want to add. Because this was set for 8:30 this morning, and it's now 8:45, and this date would have been given to Mr. Marquez, by us at the arraignment. But what I was going to say was, I want to do a cash bench warrant right now of $5,000 for his failure to appear or contact either one of us. But if you find out anytime today, well, really even next week, Monday or Tuesday, I mean, you tell me as soon as you hear from him so we know what happened. If there's a
Okay.
decent enough explanation or there was a genuine mix-up, I'll recall this bench warrant immediately. But I don't know enough right now to feel comfortable to not do a bench warrant. So I'm doing the $5,000 cash-only bench warrant. Of course, we're going to have to adjourn it because we can't go forward without him, even if it is going to be a waiver. But just find out what you can. Secondly, he does have a separate misdemeanor that's a pretrial on a DV second that may have or may have nothing to do with this felony during your plea agreement discussions with the prosecutor. But he actually technically has the felony and the misdemeanor, and we got to deal with both.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Tarango, did you want to add anything else?
No, Your Honor, you're correct. He did not show last time either.
Right, I thought so.
Okay. Well,
All
like I
right.
said, he did appear in my office on Monday. I will do everything I can to contact him and let the court know
Right.
immediately once
That's
I do.
why I'm saying I think there's going to be an explanation, but I need to hear it from you.
Yeah. Nope, I understand.
All right, that's fine. Thank you very much, Mr. Cordes, and you can contact Amanda anytime when you
Okay.
find out.
I
Anytime
will,
you have
thank you.
contact with them. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Uh-huh. Mr. Balkema, is that you at the jail?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Jameson, Balkema, we've met before. I'm Judge Sara Smolenski. It feels like it's been a number of years, has it not?
Yes, it has, Your Honor.
Okay. And this is a case where you were charged with a 10-year felony called breaking and entering a building with an intent to commit a larceny. They're talking about a business on 28th Street called the Electric Cheetah, and they're talking about a couple of weeks ago, October 6th. Now, did you have an attorney on this case? Have you met Stacy Van Dyken?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Okay. Then I'm going to try to get through to Stacy and find out. Go ahead, Mr. Tarango.
Thank you, Your Honor. With Mr. Balkema, I did speak with Ms. Van Dyken yesterday. Mr. Balkema has a few other felony charges out there. I know one is in Wyoming, and I believe one is at the 61st. So in discussions with Ms. Van Dyken and Ms. Janeski from our office, what Ms. Van Dyken and I spoke about was that we would put this for further negotiations for a package deal with the other charges.
Okay.
My understanding is that she is waiving, but I'm pulling up my emails right now. Just
Yep.
from that.
Okay. So if there's going to be a waiver, it sounds like that might be it, Mr. Balkema, with further negotiations in circuit court for a package deal on everything you've got going on. I still would kind of like to hear from Ms. Van Dyken that that's her understanding. Do you remember that that's what you guys talked about?
Yes, Your Honor. We
Yeah.
talked about putting the Cheetah and another business with the B&E together and speaking with Wyoming this afternoon about putting that, what we're gonna do
Oh.
about this car situation.
So is your Wyoming case also scheduled this afternoon?
Yeah, my Wyoming case is scheduled this afternoon at 1 o'clock.
Okay. Did you think that Ms. Van Dyken was going to be zooming into this meeting with us right now?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to try to get her and see if I can figure out. Yeah, see, it's Judge Smolenski calling for Stacy Van Dyken. Would she be available? Okay, not a problem. You know what? We're on the record and we have her client at the Kent County Jail, Mr. Jameson Balkema. So if you, yep, Balkema, it was set for a probable cause this morning. Ms. Van Dyken has talked with the prosecutor, Monica Janiski, and perhaps also Mr. Felix Trango. There was discussion that Mr. Balkema would be waiving the preliminary exam as a package, negotiations with other cases that he has, including something out of Wyoming as well.
Okay.
But if it's possible, what I'd like to do is just wait on the line for her to come back so we can just clarify with her, because maybe she thought she wasn't going to zoom in, I don't know. But we don't want to do the waiver without her saying, yeah, that's what she believed was going to happen too.
She just walked back in, okay?
Perfect, thanks, I'll explain it to her.
Your Honor, and I just sent Ms. Dubay the form signed by Ms. Van Dyken on the pre-exam conference form, checking.
Okay, perfect.
As she's waving, but.
Ms. Van Dyken, are you there?
This is Steve. Can I help you?
Yeah, Ms. Van Dyken, it's Judge Sara Smolenski calling from the 63rd District Court.
Yes, Judge.
On the case with Jameson Balkema, I just wasn't positive whether you were going to be zooming in or not. We did just get the paperwork that you've talked with the prosecuting attorney on this case and Monica Janiski, and that basically there's going to be a continued negotiation for a package on everything.
Correct. He has cases in other jurisdictions as well, and we were going to waive the prelim in 63rd as well.
Okay.
With my client at the jail about that.
All right, so Mr. Balkema is on our Zoom right now and he can hear what we're talking about. I just want to make sure, Mr. Balkema, that it's okay with you. We're going to be sending the documentation to Ms. Van Dyken, which is the waiver of the preliminary exam. This is the electric cheetah case we're talking about. Waiver of the preliminary exam, waiver of the circuit court arraignment. That circuit court arraignment means you don't have to formally go in front of the circuit judge. We just enter a plea of not guilty for you. But that there's going to be further negotiations in circuit court for a package deal with all your other charges. Is that fair, Ms. Van Dyken?
That is correct.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Balkema, do you feel like you understand that part of it?
Yes, I do, Judge.
And do you give Ms. Van Dyken the authority to sign just those two documents I've identified on your behalf?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay. So Ms. Van Dyken, we'll be emailing you the two documents on this case, the waiver of the prelim and the waiver of the circuit court arraignment. Mr. Balkema has indicated he's given you authority to sign both of those on his behalf. So just send those back to Amanda. She'll email them to you.
Will do, Your Honor.
All right, that's it then. Thank you very much.
Your Honor.
Thanks for being available. All right. All right, Mr. Balkema, that's it. If you have any other questions, you just get a hold of Ms. Van Dyken, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, all set then. Thank you.
Have a blessed day. It's good to see you.
Thank you. Peace to you. Hi, Mr. Fabian. How are you doing?
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Good. You have the Timothy Thompson case.
Yes, Your Honor.
And is Mr. Thompson with you?
He is not. So Mr. Thompson was appointed quite a while ago. His initial paperwork indicated he was on parole, so I went to the jail to go visit him, but he wasn't there. And I've actually never successfully contacted him.
Oh, you've never been able to meet him yet?
No, not for months. He was Mel Trotter.
Okay.
I checked the jail again. He's not there. I don't know if he's at the MDOC or where he is, but
Okay.
Otis identifies him as a parole absconder.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me just indicate that today is actually the probable cause conference on his 5-year felony, retail fraud, first degree. It's on our file D20-00173FY, Mr. Fabian. He was charged with a retail fraud, first degree, 5-year felony from the Meyer in Gaines Township that sometimes they call the Marketplace Meyer. And we're not showing that he's in custody at this time.
Right.
So what I'd like to do is, I'd like to put it over for the prelim next week.
Okay.
That only gives us a week to see if anybody's going to be able to connect with him.
Right.
Actually, let me just see this a second. I think I might have done this already. Back in May, we tried. No bench warrant today if no contact from defendant. After the state of emergency, we'll issue a bench warrant. Oh, yeah. So this actually has been scheduled and then rescheduled and then scheduled again, quite frankly. Yeah. So I'm not going to wait till the prelim. I'm just going to do a cash bench warrant right now because it has been scheduled and rescheduled. And that's probably why they have absconder as a list for
Right.
the identification of his position right now, because they haven't heard from him either. But somebody's going to connect with him and we'll find out. I'll make it a $5,000 cash only bench warrant. But here's what I'd like to explain to you, Mr. Fabian, as I try to do this in every case. If you find out anything or hear from him or get some explanation as to why this was a mix-up, if it is a mix-up, I'll recall that bench warrant right away. But
Thank you,
just
Your Honor.
find out, if you can, any other avenues of how to get a hold of him.
Right.
Mel Trotter, we let him out originally on a PR bond, so we don't have any bonding company involved.
Right.
Yeah.
You-
So it's, go ahead, Mr. Tarango.
If we're still setting this for a prelim next week, Your Honor, if Mr.
I just call off your witnesses,
Coloma, thank you.
like be standby only, because it's not going to be,
Okay.
Mr. Fabian's going to need time to talk to him, meet with him, discuss the case, and then decide. Probably won't be a prelim right that moment, but we'll keep it on just so we can see where is he.
Makes sense.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thanks a lot then, Mr. Fabian. Sure appreciate your courtesy.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. Take care.
Okay, Mr. Bukalu, are you part of our Zoom? Oh. Was Mr. Bukalu give you any information on Shooks? Mr. Tarango, have you heard anything from Mr. Bukalu on the Shooks case? Deputy, are you waiting on a case?
Judge, we have 2 more coming up, Shooks and Miss Cummings. Wondering if we could
So you have
possibly-
Shooks in custody? Okay, you
we
can
do.
bring Shooks in and I'm gonna try to call the attorney. And then
Well,
we'll
here's
do
the-
Cummings after that.
Well, if we could do Cummings first would be better, because Shooks, we have to go to him on the mobile. We have to run to him.
Oh, okay.
He's an
Well,
issue user.
all right. Then let me try to get the attorney for Shooks, but Cummings, I don't have it down until 9:15 and it's only 5 to 9, so we got a little bit of time on that unless I can get a hold of the defense attorney who's Dan Fagan. I'll see if I can do that.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right.
And, Your Honor, I have not had any contact with Mr. Bukalu.
Okay. All right, I'll see if I can get a hold of him. I'm gonna call Dan Fagan and see if he can be available a little early on Cummings. Mr. Fagan, this is Judge Sara Smolenski calling. It's about 5 minutes to 9 on Wednesday, the 21st of October. We're trying to see if you'd be available any earlier than 9:15 on the Cummings matter. I've got the jail hooked up to Zoom, and they have Ms. Cummings available, but her probable cause conference and pretrial on her cases is not set until 9:15. I'm just wondering if you're sitting at your office or at your home, whether you could Zoom in a little bit early on the 9:15 probable cause with Samantha Cummings. Let us know, or just hook up to Zoom. Thank you for your courtesy. Yeah.